Jesus was there with God when God made the earth? Yes or no?
Say that again. I just turned my...
Jesus was there with God when God created the earth. Yes or no?
Let's break the question down. Say that again. Jesus was God. Yeah.
So if Jesus is God, was he there when God created the earth?
So Carl says Jesus is not God. Just me, do you think Jesus is not God?
I agree with Carl. Yeah, I don't think he is.
So who was Jesus then?
Well, as described, he is the Son.
So what's your
God,
views on
right?
that, Carl?
My views are that he isn't a son. He was made up by Romans, Jewish people, and maybe Middle Eastern people to make some things in there to make humans better humans, because at the times when these books were written, we weren't exactly very, obviously we're not very nice to each other now, but I mean back then it was clearly abundantly a lot worse. So they put these laws in, or commandments in, or whatever you want to fucking use.
So do you think, you're going too fast for me. So do you think Jesus was made up by people, Romans, so and so? Do you think Jesus is imagination?
Jesus is an imagination.
So when you say Jesus is imagination, the word imagination comes from root word called an image. Do you think Jesus is an image?
No, that's you using a word and then trying to say that because one word has another word in it, that means that word means that other word when it doesn't. So how does that make sense?
So, I mean, you basically said Jesus was made up by Romans and so in your previous statement. All I said was Jesus is a imagination of people if he wasn't God. So Jesus was an image. By image, what do you understand by image?
Hey, really quick, Carl, bring up Tim.
Yeah, sure.
No, Carl is a very interesting guy. I'm beginning to like him. I'm going to add him.
Yeah.
I'm just going to add Jesus.
We're getting another viewpoint.
I'm already added you, Carl. I'm already following you.
Hello. Hi, Tim. If you wouldn't mind just being patient, we're just having a conversation with HX here.
No worries.
If you want to interact, if you're against the 2 prompts, or if you're for the 2 prompts, then just bear with. Thank you.
Yeah. So going back to that again, Carl. So you said Jesus is not God. Jesus was made up by Romans, and I said is Jesus' image. Now, what's your views on that?
Right, so my reasoning, again, I'll say it pretty simple. To Bible scholars, Jesus was a carpenter. If Jesus was God, he's not a very good carpenter.
But that was his profession, though.
It doesn't matter what his profession was. He clearly knew what carpentry was, because he's God.
So how do you know that he wasn't a good carpenter? Are you trying to doubt? No,
because he told Noah to build an ark out of softwood. What carpenter or shipwright tells a bloke to build an ark to build a boat out of a wood that boats aren't built out of?
Yeah. So did the no, 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Let's not derail here. Let's follow the thought of Carl. So if he told Noah to build an ark with softwood, now did the ark sink?
The ark would have sunk no matter if it was made out of oak or softwood. So what's your point there?
Did it actually sink though?
There's no archaeological evidence of an ark, unless you want to try and say that it's on Mount Ararat, and I'm not into any conspiracy theories on it being on Mount Ararat, because there's no archaeological evidence of it being on Mount Ararat. The reason why Mount Ararat looks the way it does is because of geological formationing called raindrops. and weather.
You seem to have a lot of information. Let's go back to the original.
Well, yeah, it's because I've researched all this shit, dude. I wouldn't be having a conversation about this if I hadn't researched it.
That's why I'm beginning to love you now, yeah, because of your mindset. Now, going back to that, what you said previously was Jesus. Jesus he was an image that was portrayed by the Romans. Looking at the picture there, yeah, that's an image, isn't it? What do you reckon? What can you see in that image that you put in your picture?
Well, aren't most modern depictions of Jesus fairly modernly
No, please,
created as well?
Tim. I know.
Yeah.
Please don't interrupt. I'm just trying to. Sorry about that, Tim. Yeah.
I waited for a pause.
Well, he's asking a clarifying
Sorry about
question.
that, Tim. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just
Tim's
speaking
doing.
with Carl because Carl is just an amazing character. Yeah, and I'm beginning to love this conversation. Yeah, because I've had 3 hours sleep on. Carl, where you gone?
So, I mean, so think about this. You know, if Jesus is God, then that means he has to be at least two people in one, right? Two in one. But if you want to use the Bible, it's even within the Bible, it says, I don't remember exactly.
Just me. Do you
where. I just
believe
remember
Jesus is God? Do you
it says,
believe?
"I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me."
Yeah.
So
but
how
now,
can he be the Son and God at the same time?
Yeah. Now you're
If
getting
he
to.
says no one goes to the
So
So-
you know what it is, yeah? Just me, yeah. I just don't know how to discuss with you. Carl, I can discuss with him because he's the host. Carl, where you gone, man? Yeah, and with you, you're bringing up stuff that is I don't know. With Carl, Carl, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, my phone just kicked me out of the app.
Yeah. So let's go back.
Strangely
Let's
so.
go back
happened. Yeah,
into
I saw.
studying what you got here. Yeah. So we're talking. You said about the Romans, and you said about that Jesus was painted by the Romans, and so, and they've created an image of him. Now let's study what an image is. Yeah, and I said, is it an imagination of people? You said, yeah. Yeah, and then when I asked you, okay, let's break the word down, imagination. So imagination, if you look at the first part of the word, is image. Yeah, so you painted an image here, yeah, of an ark with people on there. Can you describe what you can see in the image of your prompt that you painted in here? Can you describe that, please?
Yeah, of course. What I can see is a very, very poorly built wooden boat that has a doorway below the waterline, which no boat would have. So that's the second point that I'd make. Thirdly, there's not enough people on the ark as to what the Bible states there are, and thirdly, let me see. I don't know why it's on wooden trestles.
Yeah, so why you brought the Bible in? Does it say Bible on there? The ark? You said it's a poorly constructed.
Oh, so in the Bible it says the ark was made out of gopher wood, and my point still stands that if God was Jesus and Jesus was a carpenter, Jesus was God, so God already knew how to be a carpenter. God already knew the trees that he put on the earth. So can you explain to me when God and Jesus told the humans to write a book in his name, he couldn't tell them the right wood to use?
Yeah, so all I asked you, can you describe the image that you can see in that prompt?
Yeah, and I did, and then I moved on to my last question earlier that I'm still waiting for an answer
Let me finish, please, yeah? And then you come, what's the God and book and all that stuff to do with the image that you can see here? Now, you said that is a poor constructed ark, which you can see because no man would put a door at the bottom at the bottom of a ship. So you know that image that you see, that door that is in there, obviously is going to sink, isn't it? There's going to be water seeping through.
The point I would like to make into that is that you wouldn't have known that would have been below the waterline of that boat until I told you that.
Okay, let's go to Tim. Tim,
No, but listen to what I just told you, okay? And please interact with that and answer.
Yeah, go on.
that.
Let's me and
You
Tim discuss.
only know that door is below the waterline because I just told you that. It's not because you made that own observation. It's because I told you that and you believed it. I'm glad you do believe it because I think I know a little bit more about boats than you do. But you literally agreed with that door being below the waterline when how do you know it's below the waterline?
Okay, let's look at, forget the waterline, because what we can see there, we can see the reality there from that image, that it's a boat. And when you're constructing,
I can see from the reality of the image.
come on.
It appears.
Let me finish.
It appears to look like a boat. I'll give you. It appears to look like a boat, but the difference between appearing to look like a boat and actually being a boat is two different things.
So, do you think this is not a boat then?
No.
So, what is it then?
It's not a boat, though.
It's a semantic argument.
Okay, I'll go into the proper semantic. If you want to be semantic with you, I'll go into the proper semantic.
You know what? It's
not a real boat, because if it was to be a real boat and it was to go into the water, it would capsize straight away. Why? Because the sides of the boat are not wide enough to support the length of it. There's your answer.
So, what's your profession? What do you do in real life?
Well, I used to be a boat builder with my granddad as a kid. I've worked as a fisherman for 26 years on an estuary and also at sea. So I think I have a little bit of talking room when it comes to boats, to be fair.
So in terms of, you said you're a boat builder, yeah? So when you were boat building, so how would you construct a boat?
Well, firstly, I'd put down the trestle. Yeah. Right, which is the supporting stanchion for the boat to sit on.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'd put down the keel, the stem, and the transom, and I would make sure that they're all level.
Yeah.
And then I would put the garboard plank on, and then so on and so forth. Then I'd put the ribs in, and then the thwarts, and so on and so forth.
Would you have a door at the bottom of a boat?
Every cruise ship has doors that are quite low to the waterline, so it depends on the boat's stability and where that waterline is.
I've asked you a question.
You asked me a question, and I'm answering the question. You just don't like the answer to the question. There are boats that have doors pretty close to the water.
So, but do you have a door? Yeah, at the bottom of the boat,
there's a door. So I believe this isn't. I don't know if this is fact, but I believe on some submarines or on some boats there aren't just doors at the top. There are like other escape hatches for. Some
I'm not talking about
well.
submarines. We know how that is. I'm talking about a vessel like a boat.
But a submarine's a boat, though, right?
No.
Yes.
No, we're talking about. Let's. I'm not. I don't want to.
A submarine's a boat, though, right?
I don't want to go on down that level. What I'm talking about is something that floats in the sea. Yeah.
Yeah, and a submarine is something that floats in the sea.
What's the definition?
Does a submarine float in the sea? Yes or no?
What's the definition of a boat?
Does a submarine float in the sea? Yes or no?
What's the definition of a boat?
Again, we're not sticking on the parameters of the definition.
Have you ever built a submarine?
Okay, I'm going to ask this question for the fourth time. Does a submarine float in water? Yes or no?
That's a very difficult question for me to go through.
How is that a difficult question? I could go upstairs and wake up my fucking 6-year-old child and he would know the answer to that fucking question.
You tell me, does it float? Does it float or does it sink?
Submarines float.
Does it not sink in the bloody sea?
Why do submarines sink?
They do. Does a boat
Yeah, but
sink?
why?
Does a boat
But
sink? And the submarine
but
sink?
submarines don't sink straight away, though, do they?
You told me. Have you ever?
Submarines don't sink straight. Stop obfuscating from the point I'm making. Submarines don't sink straight away, though, do they?
Yeah. Let's look at what you've just said. You know, you used to build.
Exactly. Thank you. So submarines don't sink
man,
straight away.
now what you're doing here? You're being
Okay,
rude.
so now what we're doing is we're obfuscating from the statement that we've made. We're running away because we don't like the answer, because you've just been proven wrong again by saying that submarines only sink, they don't float. Okay, how the fuck do they get out of harbour then?
Okay. Question is now please don't mute me because you've been muting me.
Okay, I will stop you again and I will put mute. So I'll give you one
So you're
final
losing
chance
the arguments now.
I'll give you one final chance to answer the question. If you can't answer the question, it just shows
You're
how
losing the
disingenuous
arguments.
you are.
You've muted me. You've lost.
So again, it's not hard. It's a simple yes or no answer.
Yes.
Okay. If you don't know the answer,
Okay, go on.
I will give it to you. Okay. So, do submarines float? Yes or no?
That's a question that you put on here, like the questions that you put there. Is Earth is a flat? That you put on here, like the questions that you put there.
Have a nice day, dude.
There's always a semantic argument with these people.
Fucking hell. It's not a hard question. The submarine clearly fucking floats and it sinks because it adds more water on it, which makes it more dense, more heavier.
100%.
Then it fucking sinks, you fucking idiot. Like, it's not that fucking hard. How the fuck? Like, I literally live by, well, not close by, but pretty close by one of England's biggest fucking shipyards.
HX,
right?
Carl is not cooked. You're just a troll. You're just being a troll, and you know it. HX, you didn't make a single point while you were up here. Sorry, I just need to.
No, sorry.
I just need to come to your fucking honor about this, man. Because holy shit, HX, you are disingenuous as fuck. Disingenuous as fuck. There is nothing about what you were saying that actually led to any point. And you intentionally veered the conversation off down as many tangents as you could take it. This is what so many religious people do in these arguments, and it's just pathetic.
So again, I'm happy to let you up, but if I let you up and you don't answer the question I asked you 6 times about whether a submarine floats or not, even though I've already gave you the answer, then sure.
Sounds reasonable to me. You know what my favorite idea, my favorite version of the story of Jesus, which is like just my personal conspiracy theory almost about Jesus, which is just that he was potentially some kind of agent sent in to destabilize the Roman Empire.
Yeah, okay. You know, Tim. Yeah, can I say something? Tim, yeah, you made a statement, and I've got to confess to Carl that I was trolling.
Yeah, knew that.
Yeah, I was trolling. So the real reason I was trolling here is because of the reason of the question. There's too many flipping TikTok people here who pose the bloody same questions. I'm fucking fed up of these questions. You understand, Carl? And so my bad.
If
My
you're fed up,
apologies
then
if
just
I
scroll on then, dude.
was trolling, yeah. But if I really upset you, Carl, yeah, please forgive me. But the reality is, Tim has mentioned it, that this guy's a troll. But you know the conversation that we're having. Let's be serious now, yeah. The conversation. Did you guys enjoy the conversation that we were having with Carl? And I even said, yeah, that I'm beginning to like the way Carl thinks. Because one thing about Carl, yeah, is he tolerated me for good 15-20 minutes without losing patience.
Yeah, sorry, Tim, I'm just going to have to mute you because there's a little bit of background noise.
Yeah.
Carry on.
So Carl, Tim, yeah, banged the nail on the bloody head that this guy's a troll, and at least I put a smile on his face. I made him laugh. This is what TikTok is bloody all about, mate. Yeah, it's flipping trolls like myself. Yeah, come here. It's early morning. I've been on here for more than a year, and this is what I get all the time. When I
But
start,
HX, you do realize that the more you troll and the more that people realize you're troll, the less genuine you become as the person online, and the less people are going to want to deal
no,
with you.
it's the first time I've done it here, and you know the way Carl handled it. I regard Carl as being very patient, yeah, and
He's one of the few.
he's a good host. Yeah, he's just a good host, flipping damn good host. That's my opinion.
Oh yeah, I've been on lives with Carl before. He always has very interesting topics to debate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
it's always
going on a
fun.
serious thing, I'm a Muslim, yeah? Yeah, and Carl, what are you, Muslim, what, do you follow any religious denomination?
I don't follow any religion because I believe, and I can probably show quite a bit of evidence to show that all religions are wrote by man to enslave man, and even though your religion has different talking points than Christianity, Buddhism, Hinduism, blah 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 blah. Technically, if you look at the definitions and the rewordings of your book, sorry to tell you, but it's not that much different.
Yeah,
No, they all boil
you're
down to the
absolutely
same
right.
thing.
You're let's talk sense now, yeah? What you just said, you're absolutely right. There's not much difference. Yeah, if and what do you believe in God first? That's what I want to ask you. Forget religion. Do you
No,
believe in
I don't generally believe in a deity in the sky that has control over the human population, that cares about the human population. Because if this God cared and made us in His image, and obviously God's all loving and all powerful, not evil, then there wouldn't be things like G-side, murder, sexual assault, and all the bad things that happen on the world. So if there was such a powerful deity that could wipe people off the face of the earth just because they could,
That's an
why?
angry kid
No,
on an
I don't
anthill
want
with
to.
a
You know what it
magnifying
is? I've
glass.
done enough trolling as it is. Yeah.
Let's go.
I don't want to. I don't want to prolong into a discussion. So I just want to get to know what Carl is. So you don't. So your argument is that God. If there was God, why is there evil? Yeah, and why does
No,
bad
God.
happen? Yeah.
What Carl is effectively telling you is that he's atheist.
Yeah, I know. Well, what about yourself, Star and Tim and just me? Carl, are you an atheist?
I'm an atheist.
Yeah.
I'm Norse pagan.
Yeah, pagan. So just to me, I can tell that he has some connection with religion. That's why I just completely cut him off. So please forgive me, just me.
You didn't.
Yeah. Are you?
You didn't do anything.
I don't know. I didn't
You
bring you
think
into the
you did.
conversation.
Just me. What about
No,
you, brother?
you just avoided everything. That's all.
Yeah, I avoided what you had to say because
So-
you were quoting the Bible a lot in our conversation.
Yes, I know the Bible very well.
But are you?
'Cause I was
do
raised
you
with it
believe?
and
Do you
everything,
believe in
so-
God? Do you believe in God first?
No, not really.
Yeah, but then you don't believe in God, so Carl doesn't. But why were you using the Bible if you don't believe in God?
Because Bible verses prove.
You were asking about the question. Jesus is God.
Okay.
So,
you just
guess what?
Yeah. So you
The
just refer to
Bible
Yeah.
is what a lot of flat earthers use, and I can use the Bible to prove
Okay.
that what they
Okay.
believe
Another
in
thing
is
that I
false.
did here is I tried
But I
to.
also asked you a question because you were asking about it, and it also you kind of opened the door, and it showed what your true intentions were. Because by asking that one simple question.
Yeah. But now you
And
know
then
what
that-
you know what I was doing. I was just interacting with Carl. Yeah, because he's a host. Then you came in. I didn't make a prejudgment. So I was just trying to understand who Carl was. Try to understand the
Ajax,
panel.
it's in the past. It's in the past, brother. You don't need to bring it up
Okay,
anymore.
so sorry about that, yeah. So we know what
my
is.
question.
Yeah, okay.
My question is that you came up here trolling, but what is your actual belief? Do you believe that the Earth is flat, or do you believe we live on a globe?
You know what is realistically, yeah, is a question that doesn't deal with reality. You understand?
So that's
Why
gonna
don't
avoid
you
the
answer
question.
a question?
He's just going to avoid the question.
No,
yeah.
no,
That
no,
wasn't an
no.
answer.
Because the simple thing is, there's different views that Earth is flat. It's a question that's been discussed for philosophically for many years. Yeah, this question came
Not
about.
really.
So it's either it's a very simple question.
The globe model has been present since 500 BC when Aristotle and Aristophanes
exactly, I was going to say
and
that.
Copernicus and all of them proved the world to be a globe shape. The flat Earth theory is less than 500 years old and was developed originally in China, or well, in Asia. So again, my question to you was not whether you believe one or the other, or if you believe there's a duality, or what other people's thoughts are. I'm asking for your own personal view.
Yeah, okay.
Do you think that we live on a globe that spins and circumnavigates the sun in space, or do you think that we live on a pizza?
So Star Weaver, we were taught that there was Aristotle, Galileo, and they were, in school. Yeah, I don't know.
Yes.
We were told about this, a long time ago. Whether I believed in it, whether it's flat or not, is a philosophical question. I don't basically entertain philosophy as much. For me, the reality is we've got modern technologies, we've got satellites up there, and basically what we see in there, or what we told in the media, that is a globe, it's a sphere.
It's not just the media. It's not just the media. We have books, we have videos, we have pictures.
Exactly.
We have pictures from the International Space Station.
Yeah, exactly.
But again,
what's so difficult about the question that you're avoiding answering it?
Yes.
No, I'm not avoiding it. Whether it is, all I'm saying is the reality.
Being a troll.
The reality is through science and technology, is a globe shape. Now, why am I saying that? And why am I not putting a belief in there? The reality. I'm talking about reality here. It is a sphere. Earth is flat. There's people who believe that Earth is flat. I just don't want to entertain that flipping silly question and have a philosophical discussion on that, because what the heck am I going to achieve? What the fuck am I going to achieve? You understand? By having that question there.
Perhaps the opportunity to show your true intelligence, to show your genuinity, to show those that believe in flat Earth, where the science proves that their beliefs are wrong.
Oh, now I've learned something, through interaction. Science proves that it's not flat. That's a good answer for me. But then some biblical texts prove that, the flat Earth theorists, they say we've got this verse of the Quran, that verse of this that is flat. But what
books? Hold on. I'll take this a step further. What books of the Quran are they comprised of? Because the Quran and the Christian Old Testament are very, very closely related.
Yeah, but the thing is, when you go down to the Earth is flat, you start melding with people who think about what Carl mentioned about conspiracy theories. Do you guys believe in conspiracy theories?
No, not unless they can be proven to be true. But
absolutely.
Here's the thing about the Bible. The Bible is a collection of books written by man, apparently, or supposedly inspired by the Word of God. And over the course of 4 millennia, that book has been translated first from an untranslatable language to a different language, and then translated 5 more times until it was written in common day English. So you're going to take a book that has been written by man, and probably through some hazy dream, probably, schmug and drug-induced, and you're going to take that word as law, when that was never the original intent. You do realize the Bible is pretty much a glossary of terms and analogies to teach people not to be an asshole before they die?
Yeah, you can put it like that. So I'm going to add you Star Weaver. You got a bit of sense in your mind. Let me add you guys. I don't know. I'd like to add you. I'm going to add you in there, just me as well. And I'm going to add you, Tim, as well. For somehow I'm already following Carl for some reason. Yeah.
Okay, so what's your question for me, Ajax?
Yeah. So I'm gonna probably retire. Yeah, but you've raised some very interesting things here now, Star Weaver. Yeah, and then you said that is about the book, Jesus, the Bible, and so forth. You know what? Yeah, I just don't want to go down that route. You understand? For me, the way I see this, Jesus is God. yeah, is you just got to look at what the word God is there, yeah. Now, in order for you to get close to God, just read the word God backwards.
Dude, if you're going to say the line from in between us, I'm literally going to drop you.
No, I'm not going to say that. So this is,
Dude,
you know,
dude,
this is.
Yeah,
you
no
literally
joke.
are
Who's
just about to
headed
say
that way?
that.
Do you know a guy called Mark Renton?
You literally are
Who's
just about to
headed
say
that way?
that. So
Do you
I'm
know a
just
guy called Mark
going to do this now. Sorry. Fucking, he was going to do Neil from in between us. Didn't you realise that God is D-O-G backwards? That's an anagram, but a backwards one, isn't it?
Very, very dishonest.
Oh, hello, puppy dogs. Oh. Yeah, I love asking questions and then just giving the runaround because they can't answer a simple question.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was...
Not yet.
That's just kind of like a prerequisite for that side. It's like, you know, you have to dodge it.
Yes, hello, puppies. Sorry, I got 14 puppies swarming my feet right now.
14? Holy
Yes. Yeah. That's fair. Yeah, the pit bull mommy and I want to say, apparently the genetic test said shepherd husky cross puppies. She had 14 in her litter. They all survived, and
Whoa.
yeah, they're cute little guys.
That is a pretty nice sized litter of pups.
Very noisy. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Especially when all these little buggers start getting hungry. Hey, guys. Hey, Mooch. Hi. Hello, Mushroom. I turned my camera on to show you, but it's nighttime out here, so I doubt you'd be able to see them. Yes, hello, guys. Go eat your food. So you've done a lot of Bible reading, you said, just me, yeah?
Oh, yeah, I just...
So was there any
Christian and stuff, and so that's why I'm like, you know, when flat earthers start using the Bible and stuff, it's like, you know, that's why I know that's how I can use it against them, because they don't truly understand the Bible at all, and I go right to like the source material where the Bible, you know, the original writings and things like that, not the translations, because all the translations are all messed up beyond belief.
Well, yeah, when you're trying to take a book that was originally written in Aramaic, which is a dead language that has no translation, and then they go to Hebrew, like, how much of that was lost in translation? How much of that was the translator's interpretation, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Or, like, they want to argue, you know, like, well, it's in Genesis. And I'm like, okay, so which of the several scrolls or two books that Genesis was derived from is that written in that says Earth is flat?
Right.
And then they think I'm lying, and it's like, no, Genesis was not written out of a single...
Away from Christianity, or was it the Bible itself that took you away from being Christian?
It wasn't. So, not really the Bible itself. I think it's just one. A lot of the life experiences, you know, raises a lot of questions.
Yeah, that's fair.
like like why. You know, and then I really hate the flippant answers. You know, it's like, well, if God is all powerful, all loving, then why do we have these these, whatever it is. Why do we have cancer? Why do we have this? Why do we have this? And then people would be like, well, people were given free will. I was like, but that doesn't answer the question.
People didn't create cancer.
But, and the more I researched and the more detailed my questions got, I found people were just so willing to give out just flippant answers about stuff. And it's like, okay, nobody knows. You have this thing, you teach it, you believe it for everything in your being, in your soul, every atom in your body, you believe this, but you can't tell me why. There's got to be there's a reason why, and I mean, there's some good things in the Bible that try to teach you to, I think I was talking to Tim. We were chatting. It's like, trying to teach, morality and values and things like that. And that's, so there's that. But there are a lot of bad parts to it, and there's a lot of problems, and it's like.
Well, I think a lot of it is just stories and allegories, right? And my dad, God rest his soul, was a man with a very great sense of humor, and he's the one that taught me this. And Bible is literally an acronym, right? It stands for Basic Instructions Before Leaving Earth.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that one. And I kind of like that. I kind of like that acronym. I mean, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's literally not a book of stories to teach you truth. It's a book of stories to teach you how not to be a dick before you pass on.
Yeah, I get it. And you know what? I can go with that, But it's just so many people have twisted things up, and it's just...
Oh, I love their conversations about firmament and how they keep trying to refer that back to the Bible as it being some solid dome over a flat plane. And I'm like, no, because literally the first time they mention firmament in the Bible, they're referring to the sky.
Yep.
Like...
Yeah, not in any way could be construed it as a dome.
No, and it was never done through the Christian religion, actually. I believe the solid firmament was... There's 3 or 4 ancient shiny rocks or, some sort of glass type of thing or crystal or whatever, right? But none of that was ever Christian.
Yeah, true.
Where they're just allowed to... Yeah, and as a result...
Is that Tim trying to talk to us?
Yeah.
I can barely hear you over there.
No, you sound like you're trying to talk through a toilet paper tube.
Must be my phone.